Some books don't just teach, they awaken something timeless within us. The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran is one of those rare works. Written in poetic prose, it speaks directly to the soul, exploring the deepest truths of life, love, work, joy, sorrow, and the beauty of existence itself. The book takes the form of a story. A man named Al-Mustafa, a prophet, has lived in the city of Orphalese for 12 years. As he prepares to sail back to his homeland, the people gather around him and ask him to share his wisdom one last time. What follows are 26 short reflections, lyrical teachings on the nature of life, each one as timeless as the next. The first major theme is love, the force that binds all of life together. Gibran writes that love is not just joy and pleasure, but also sacrifice and pain. When love beckons to you, he says, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. Love, he explains, is the process of being broken open, of being refined by both joy and sorrow. True love doesn't possess or control, it liberates. Love one another, he writes, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. This lesson reminds us that love is not about ownership, it's about freedom. It's about allowing others to be fully themselves and loving them as they are. Love is the fire that burns away illusion, leaving behind only truth. The second theme is marriage and partnership. Gibran advises couples to be close, yet give each other space like pillars that stand apart but support the same temple. Let there be spaces in your togetherness, he writes, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. This wisdom still resonates deeply today. Relationships thrive not through constant closeness, but through balance, independence, respect, and shared growth. Love flourishes when rooted in freedom, not attachment. The third theme is children. Gibran writes one of his most famous lines here: your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. He reminds parents that children come through us, not from us. They have their own paths, their own souls, their own destinies. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, he says, for they have their own thoughts. This passage captures the essence of unconditional love, to guide without controlling, to nurture without possessing. True parenting, Gibran implies, is an act of trust, trusting life to unfold through your child in its own way. The fourth theme is work. Gibran elevates work beyond survival. He calls it love made visible. Work, he writes, is love made visible, and if you cannot work with love, but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms of those who work with joy. To work with love means to pour your soul into your actions, to see even simple tasks as acts of devotion. It's not the job that gives meaning to life, but the love you bring into it. This teaching challenges modern ideas of success and productivity. True fulfillment doesn't come from wealth or status. It comes from doing what you do with care, gratitude, and presence. The fifth theme is joy and sorrow. Gibran reveals a profound truth that joy and sorrow are inseparable. The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, he writes, the more joy you can contain. This teaches us that pain is not the enemy of joy, it's what makes joy possible. Life's beauty is found in its contrasts. To resist sorrow is to resist growth. When we allow ourselves to feel fully, to grieve, to rejoice, to love, we open our hearts to the fullness of being alive. He reminds us that joy and sorrow are two sides of the same coin. Together they come, he says, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. The sixth theme is giving. He writes, "You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give." Giving, Gibran says, is not about charity or obligation. It's an act of love. When we give freely, without expecting anything in return, we align with the flow of life itself. There are those who give with joy, he writes, and that joy is their reward. True generosity isn't measured by quantity, but by spirit. To give from the heart is to participate in the abundance of the universe, a reminder that what we give, we never truly lose. The seventh theme is freedom. Many people, he says, speak of freedom while secretly longing for safety. True freedom doesn't come from breaking rules. It comes from freeing ourselves from our own fears and attachments. He writes, "You shall be free indeed when your days are not without care, nor your nights without want and grief, but rather when these things girdle your life, and yet you rise above them naked and unbound." Freedom is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of courage. It's the ability to meet life as it is without needing to control it. The eighth theme is reason and passion. Gibran compares reason and passion to the rudder and the sails of a ship. Both are necessary. Reason keeps us steady. Passion moves us forward. Let your soul exalt your reason to the height of passion, he says, that it may sing. Balance between the heart and mind is the essence of wisdom. When reason dominates, life becomes dry. When passion dominates, life becomes reckless. Harmony between the two is the music of the soul. The ninth theme is pain. Pain, he says, is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. Pain awakens compassion. It deepens empathy. It burns away illusion and leaves wisdom in its place. In Gibran's vision, pain isn't punishment, it's purification. The 10th theme is death. Gibran approaches death not with fear, but with acceptance. You would know the secret of death, he writes, but how shall you find it unless you seek it in the heart of life? He explains that life and death are two sides of the same eternal flow. For life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. When we understand death as a continuation, not an ending, our fear dissolves. We begin to live more fully, more gratefully, aware that every breath is a sacred gift. He also reminds us that those who die are not lost. They've only gone ahead into another form of existence. In his words, in the depth of your hopes and desires lies your silent knowledge of the beyond. Across all these reflections, Gibran's central message is clear. Life is sacred. Every emotion, every experience, joy, pain, love, loss, is part of a larger harmony. The goal is not to escape life's challenges, but to live them fully, consciously, and gracefully. He reminds us that we are not separate from the world, we are expressions of it. Life is not something happening to us, it's something happening through us. He writes, "You are the way and the wayfarers, and when one of you falls in love with the heights, it is your love that climbs, not your body." In other words, our journey through life is the soul's journey through experience, learning, growing, and remembering what it truly is. When the prophet ends, Al-Mustafa boards his ship and sails away, leaving the people with his final blessing. He tells them that though he leaves in body, his love will remain. His words echo the eternal truth of the book that the soul, once awakened, never truly departs. And that's perhaps the most powerful idea in the prophet, that we are all both students and teachers, lovers and learners, prophets in our own way. Every person carries divine wisdom within, and when we live with love and awareness, we speak with the voice of the soul. The big takeaway from the prophet is this: wisdom is not found in doctrines or philosophies, but in the heart. To live wisely is to live lovingly, to see beauty in simplicity, joy in sorrow, and unity in diversity. That was The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran, broken down into its most powerful lessons in under 15 minutes. Which part resonated most with you, love, freedom, or the balance between reason and passion? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like this video, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Thanks for watching, and remember, the true prophet is the one who listens to the voice within